come up sooner now, that he will be leaving the White House after January 20th. What's happening here on that front, Charlie?
Yeah, on the front of the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, as you know, that's Cy Vance. He's had an ongoing investigation. We do have some color, I guess you could say, that advances the ball on this investigation into President Trump and his business dealings, his taxes, including his dealings with Deutsche Bank. This is what we understand. We're getting this from people close to the office with direct knowledge of the investigation. What they're telling us is simply this, that Cy Vance is expected to ramp up his investigation into Trump's taxes and business dealings after the president leaves office. Here's the interesting thing, is that we are being told that they are talking internally inside Vance's office about creating some sort of task force, internal task force, to look into these business dealings and the far-flung nature of them, and the various other businesses and corporations that are involved, including Deutsche Bank. I think there's an insurance company involved, Aon. It's pretty wide-ranging. So this is so wide-ranging, we understand that Cy Vance's office is looking to develop an internal task force, and this will all start after Trump, the president, leaves office in January, we are told. So this thing is heating up. I can't tell you if they have good evidence. I can't tell you if they have bad evidence. I can tell you that they're clearly turning the levers now. This is rubber meets the road time on this. We should point out that one of the flies in the ointment, if you think that it's an easy case, tax cases are never easy, Neil. They're very difficult, and Donald Trump has plenty of lawyers that went over his taxes over the years. The other aspect is political. From what I understand, Joe Biden is signaled to various people I know in the Democratic Party that he would like these investigations to end. Now,
what? Excuse me? Joe Biden, Uncle Joe, wants the investigations to end? What do you expect? This is Grandpa Joe we're talking about. So, this is what mainstream media has given us. Millions of the American people fell for the mainstream media's narrative about Biden was the only one who could beat Trump. So we eliminated much better candidates to end up with the corporate favorite of corporate media, the corporate Democrat, Joe Biden, who is already talking about letting Donald Trump go. Let Donald Trump go. I already did not have much faith that Trump was going to really suffer much consequences for what he has done to this country and for any crimes that he may have committed. Unfortunately, this is America, and I know we have this idealistic image of ourselves, but if we step outside of the propaganda bubble, we will come to realize how deeply corrupt this country is, and typically the elites get away with things. Not always, but typically they do. Case in point, Jeffrey Epstein. So, many of you probably would say, what are you talking about? He got caught. He got caught and probably killed, and his partner got caught. But what about his clients? What about all the wealthy people who used his services in government? Private individuals, millionaires, perhaps billionaires. Are they going to be caught? Probably not. Donald Trump, not only is he an elite class, he is a billionaire. Even if he's a poor billionaire, still, supposedly he's a billionaire. Not exactly the type of person that generally sees consequences of their actions. I mean, look at his entire life. Look at how old he is and all the stuff he's done, and he's gotten away with it. So not only is he in an elite class, but he will now be a former president. And then we'll have a weak President Joe Biden in office. And we also have the entire corrupt Republican Party. Who knows who might be sort of, you expose Donald Trump. Maybe you expose some of these Republican senators. So what will they do to protect Donald Trump and therefore themselves? So I already didn't think anything was going to happen. And now we're hearing Joe Biden himself doesn't want anything to happen. He's okay with everything Donald Trump did. Right.
One reason he wants him to end is obviously there's an investigation into his son, so there's going to be blowback, and his son's investigation involves taxes. The other reason, from what I am told, is that he would just like to get on with life and not have to worry about this. It'll be a huge distraction if Cy Vance brings charges against Trump.
A huge distraction. So corporate media sold us on the idea that corrupt Joe Biden, with all his baggage with his son, even his Tara Reid scandal, he was the one, right? Uncle Joe, he's the one. And unfortunately, I don't think the American people have learned their lesson about the mainstream media and how we have been played. And mainstream media hasn't learned a lesson about how they destroyed their credibility so much. So now with this election fraud grift stuff, for example, they've completely lost the ability to inform the American people. People are out there getting caught up in all these viral videos and social media nonsense, and you got these opportunists that are out there, pandering and like, oh, look at this wagon with ballots in it. And they're just getting all these views and subscribers and making money, giving these people false hope. But the mainstream media, you think they have learned anything? They're going to start trying to work on restoring their integrity and making things right? Nope, not at all. They successfully got their corporate candidate. They are safe from any tax the rich strategies that might have been given by some of the much better candidates that they smeared. So the mission was a success. So I wonder who the mainstream media will elect next. Will this be the first and last president that mainstream media has elected? Is it actually the first? Has mainstream media ever elected a president before Joe Biden? Or is this the first time that they did exactly what everyone was talking about Russia doing? Russia. No. Mainstream media. Okay, that's the tongue twister.
Trump in any way over his taxes and his business dealings. I mean, what could they be? I mean, here's just one. I'm surmising here, but Michael Cohen, Trump's former lawyer, has said in the past that the president, for tax purposes, would lower how much money he would make. And for insurance purpose, he would somehow expand how much money inflate his net worth to get more coverage. That could be a starting point. There could be something into that. Oh. But again, difficult cases and politically fraught. Neil, back to you.
And just to clarify, what it seems Donald Trump was doing was tax evasion, not tax avoidance. But the manipulation tactic is to pretend like it was evasion, pretend like it was avoidance, not evasion, right? That's the manipulation tactic. So you say, this is all businesses do this. This is what you're supposed to do. All businesses, they will use the tax code and blah, blah, blah. There is no legal and legitimate process where you give the value of an asset to one institution as a very, very high number, and then you go elsewhere and report it as much, much lower. Now, there's ways in real estate that you can report depreciation, and there's tax advantages to doing so, and there's ways to do it. But anytime any of those strategies would not involve creating a unique number, right? It would not involve, hey, this building that I own is only worth 1 million. And then I go somewhere else and say, it's actually 4 million. No. If you had some kind of depreciation to where it's now worth 1 million for whatever reason, you can use that for a tax avoidance strategy. But that has to be the actual value. So if it's the actual value, it's going to be 1 million everywhere, right? There's never a situation where you have a lower number or a depreciated value of an asset where that value only exists for the purpose of tax avoidance, which is legal, right? Legal tax avoidance does not involve creating a unique value of an asset. The property has depreciated, and whatever that value is, That's the value you report to everyone. This is the Debate Me channel. Debate me in the comment section below. Click on the like buttons. Smash that bell. Subscribe. And it's beginning to feel a lot. Dude, Christmas is almost over. Prospero año felicidad. Ba, 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 ba.